Prepare yourselves for a battle of epic proportions between two titans. Feast upon their voices and revel in their words. This is Dueling Ogres.
Hello, Ogres, and welcome to episode 158. Thank you for joining us as always on this totalitarian Thursday evening, Earth date July 5th, 2018. I'm your host, Remington Hitchcock, and with me as always my co-host, Brandon Full. Say hello, Brandon.
God bless America.
Land that I love.
Boy, I love the national anthem, Remington. What about you?
That's not the national anthem.
What is the national anthem?
Oh,
Man, I feel like a woman.
Yeah.
Now.
Yes.
America is a good place.
It's a Canadian woman singing country music that is primarily American.
Reba McIntosh.
Wow. Everything was wrong with that.
I didn't know. That's Shania Twain, right?
Yes.
I didn't know she was Canadian.
Yes, she's Canadian.
And she's married to Tim McGraw.
Ooh,
Celebrity power couple.
I believe so. Or at least she was. I don't know if they still are.
Well, I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that country music bedroom.
Well, why?
Because it's where the magic happens.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't think that the magic happens like at the fucking breakfast table while they're munching on delicious Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches?
Are we talking about the magic of music or the magic of lovemaking?
The magic of music.
Oh, okay.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
No, I was talking about lovemaking.
Oh, well then that's generally where it happens.
That also happens at the breakfast table munching on Jimmy Dean sausages. Because she might have been born in Canada, but goddamn is Shania Twain one of the most American things I've ever seen.
Fair enough. How have you been?
I've been pretty good. Thinking a lot about Shania Twain. I just want to plant a flag in her and sail her down the
Potomac.
Sail her down the Potomac like the USS Constitution. God bless you, Shania Twain.
I'm glad to see that your American spirit is so high right now. You're really riding that 4th of July wave, aren't you?
It is.
You've gotten me to the point where I actually might have to go find my inhaler real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
So yeah, I literally had to take a break and take a draw off of my inhaler. Thank you.
I'm often at a loss for breath when I think about Shania Twain as well.
Did it take you that long to come up with that follow-up?
Yeah. I feel like it was clumsy, but it got the point across.
I feel like a woman.
Dun, 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 dun. So to answer your question, Remington, I have been good.
Well, that's good.
I've been in the process of moving for the last month. I think I've mentioned it in bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Sort of, but I moved from my very large apartment to a 1-bedroom, very tiny apartment,
yes,
which is where I'm living by myself now.
Yes.
So that's been a change. It's been interesting.
Yeah. I'll let it soak in entirely, and then I'll ask you about it later, how you're enjoying the change of it all.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm still... When I moved in, my air conditioner didn't work.
Right, yeah.
That's the kind of apartment that I'm talking about here. Now, it's not a festering shithole.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a bit of a step down from my last apartment.
Right.
Main point being my air conditioner didn't work when I moved in.
Yeah.
So I got that fixed. I got a brand new air conditioner.
Nice.
My water smelled like sulfur really bad. My hot water did.
Yeah.
I ran my hot water for like an hour and that got everything out of the pipes. So now my water's fine.
That's good. Just
I still
flushing the sediment.
Yeah. I still can't drink the water because it's Vienna water. So it tastes like garbage.
Right. Yeah.
So I've gone through a lot of plastic water bottles, unfortunately.
Yeah. Just get yourself one of those 5-gallon things like I have. Go to Walmart, fill her up, take her home, or a 3-galloner.
Yeah. That would be nice to have because I drink probably 2 to 3 bottles of water a day.
Yeah.
And I feel like I genuinely feel bad because I don't have recycling there that I'm throwing away so many plastic bottles.
Yeah.
I saw a study that said that by like 2050 or something, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish.
Wow.
That seems a little suspect to me, doesn't it?
No, not at all. Just think about everything around you that you use that is plastic.
Yeah.
And then think about whenever you go out to eat and you get a plastic cup, you go out to a fancier restaurant, you take home your leftovers, that's usually in a microwavable plastic, and then you throw it away when you're done.
Yeah.
Because the shape of those frickin' things, they're not conducive to reusing. And they do that on purpose, just so you don't.
Yeah.
Take Applebee's, for instance. Or even Olive Garden. We went to Olive Garden yesterday. There's like these little pits that run along the corners of it. It's almost like it's corrugated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like there's always nooks and crannies of food bits that get into it, and you have to like really scrape to get them out. And it's aggravating to eat out of them.
Yeah.
So you either put it on a plate, scrape out whatever, and then just toss it, or you warm it up, eat it, and then just leave food particulates in there while you throw it away. And
I guess I really hadn't thought about how much day-to-day stuff we use as plastic.
Yeah.
Because all I could think about was how much fucking fish are in the ocean. There's a lot of fish in the ocean.
There are.
I assume.
Yeah, well, I mean, was it 70% of the planet
is fish?
Ocean?
Oh, ocean.
Ocean, and then probably
20% of the ocean is fish?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, that might be a little high. But
Yeah,
there's also a lot of ocean.
Yeah.
Like in depth as well as surface area. And there is marine life from the top to the bottom. So, I mean, they have found marine life all the way into, I think, the upper portions of the Marianas Trench as well.
Yeah. There's all kinds of weird shit down there.
Yeah. Anglerfish. Those are the ones with the little fucking light bulb hanging off of the front of their face.
And the like big underbite with the crazy teeth.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm interested in though. Maybe it's because I'm hungry, but how was Olive Garden?
It was good. It was good. It was solid. It was standard fake Italian cuisine.
You know, I used to work at Olive Garden, as you know.
Yeah.
And I would eat their food all the time and never got sick of it.
Yeah.
Olive Garden has a reputation as being kind of like a trashy restaurant almost.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
I mean, I would consider it's the pinnacle of
fancy
Italian
for trashy people.
Okay, fair enough. I was going to say I wouldn't consider it the pinnacle of Italian cuisine, but
yeah,
I wouldn't say that it's trashy, I guess. But then again, I'm poor, so
you're paying $20 for the tour of Italy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's fancy to me. $20 for a dish.
Yeah, we spent like $80.
You spent like $80 at Olive Garden?
Yeah.
Holy Christ! On what?
I just said fuck it. I was putting it on a credit card, so we just got whatever.
So what'd you get? I don't even know how you could spend. Were you drinking wine? Like bottles of wine?
No, we got a 2-person sampler for appetizers.
Mm-hmm.
I got the chicken and shrimp carbonara, and that's like $20.
Yeah,
that's $19. I didn't get a soda. I got a drink, like one of their lemonades. It was like a kiwi melon. Lemonade,
yeah,
and that's like $3. And then I got a soda after I was done with that, so that's another $3.
They charged you for the soda too.
I'm sure they did.
I'm shaking my head now.
Yeah. I didn't check the receipt because, like I said, I just put it on a credit card. I was like, it's too fucking hot to cook. I had to work on a holiday. I don't want to fuck with it. I don't really have the money to go to Olive Garden, but I've got more than enough money on a credit card, so we'll just put it on there and I'll just pay it off, the next time that I make a payment on that card. Yeah. Because that's essentially what it is for that particular credit card. That meal would be one payment for the month.
Yeah.
So Ginger got the chicken pesto. It's like grilled chicken pesto. And the pesto was really good. Like the main ingredient of pesto is basil.
Yeah.
And that's when I messaged you. I was like, hey, do they make their own pesto in-house? Or does it come in a bag shipped in?
Yeah, and from what I can remember, they make all their sauces in-house.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
So like they have a whole bunch of a whole bunch of basil, and they'll grind it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some kind of nut in pesto.
Yes.
Hazelnut? Yeah, that'd be gross. Pecan? I'm just gonna name nuts now.
No, it's fine.
Peanut? A nice cashew?
I don't remember what nut, but they do use a nut in it. but it was really fresh. I mean, it tasted really good.
Mhm.
The pesto was freaking excellent that day. And I've had their pesto before where I was like, this is okay. But like, this was like, oh my God, I just got punched in the balls with basil. So
In a good way.
in a good way.
Like when you get punched in the balls in a good way.
Yeah. Like when you're all tied up and the mistress, I mean,
Mistress Pesto.
Yes. So anyway,
What do you want me to tie up?
And then we both got an order. They have cannolis.
Oh yeah.
They have like a vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry cannoli. And she was like, I don't know if I want to share them. And I was like, fuck it, just give me 2 orders of cannolis then.
So you got 2 orders of 3 cannolis?
Yes. So
that's where your money went then.
That's where a lot of it was, because the cannolis were like $8 a piece. So
for the 3 of them?
Yeah. Something like that. So yeah, I mean, it just all stacked up. That's all.
That's impressive though.
Yeah. And then she got a margarita.
Typical lush ginger.
Yeah.
Man, that's from my days of drinking, that's one of the things that I miss is margaritas.
Oh, really?
Because I mean, I wouldn't sit and get hammered on margaritas, but just the taste of a margarita, they're pretty good.
Yeah, and the one that she got, it was a newer one. It's like a raspberry something or other. I don't remember what it was, but it was good. And the margaritas that I've tried have usually used a cheaper vodka, or not vodka, tequila.
Mm-hmm.
And it usually had that tequila bite to it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that. I don't like margaritas because people use cheap tequila in them. But this was like, she said it was probably Jose Cuervo.
If it was advertised as one. Otherwise, they use just well liquors in all their mixed drinks.
Gotcha.
Unless it's advertised as like a Jose margarita.
Yeah, okay.
But it might have been. If it was one of the flavored ones, it very well could have been.
Yeah. And it was smooth, so even if they were using, what'd you call it, a well liquor?
Yeah, well liquor is like the lowest base liquor that they use.
I gotcha. Even if they were using that would have potentially had a bite to it. The other flavors really kicked it out. I barely noticed that there was any alcohol in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I got the warmth out of it, but it wasn't like, please cut off my finger and pour salt into it. And that's what I feel like shitty tequila tastes like.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not a liquor drinker anyway.
Man, now I just want to drink tequila and eat pesto.
That'd be a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. I'd have to intervene, I think.
Brandon.
No, Brandon.
Get out of here.
Don't. Just don't. You can have the pesto, but let me take the tequila.
Just pesto smeared across my face. Half empty bottle of Jose.
Just take Rem, just eat the worm. Eat it.
No, it would be the tequila I used to drink was called Montezuma.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
My stomach does flips even thinking about it now. God, it was so bad.
But anyway, it was good. Came home after that, did some things, got ready to stream, and I finished SOMA last night. Yep. So for those of you who haven't been keeping track or watching the stream or anything, SOMA is kind of like a suspense/horror first-person game. Came out in like 2015, I think, if I remember correctly. And I'm not a horror game player. I think I've mentioned this before, but it does make my anxiety crop up, and people like to watch other people squirm, so it's pretty good stream fodder.
Yeah.
So, and to finish out the storyline for SOMA last night, I had a lot of people that were chit-chatting in the chat room, and I had a lot of people that were lurking as well, so it felt like a really good stream.
What'd you think of the ending?
When it got to the crux point where the thing happens that would potentially be jaw-dropping, it wasn't as jaw-dropping for me because I kind of saw it coming. And it didn't come as really a surprise to me. Like, it took me, I will admit that it took me a quick second once it happened, and I was like, wait. And I was like, oh, wait, no, never mind. I know why that happened. I know why what happened.
Does the game play it up like this is the big twist?
A little bit, yeah, I would say. But if you're paying attention, then it shouldn't come as a surprise to the player.
Okay.
But it definitely comes as a surprise to the guy who is involved.
Yeah.
The person you are playing as.
It sounds like from what you described, it's a pretty dark ending.
Yes and no. If you do play through the game, it's actually on sale for like 4 days. So by the time this comes out, probably 2 days left.
Mm-hmm.
If you get it, you can get it on Humble Bundle for $4.50 right now. It's usually $30.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah. So if you wanna try it and you want to play it on your computer or something, give yourself a little bit of a startle. Click on the link down in the description below, and I'll put it up in there.
It's a really good sci-fi story.
Yeah. But you want to stay after the credits. So if you do play the game, if you do go buy it on Humble Bundle, you get a really good deal on it, you play through it, let the credits roll, and stay after the credits.
Do you get to move around?
Yeah.
After the credits, you do?
Yep.
Cool.
It's a real short after credit scene, but otherwise you can just explore whatever you're going to explore and then follow the path and go to the person that you're supposed to meet and yada yada.
So is it a kind of happy ending then?
Yeah. It's bittersweet, I would say, would be the appropriate phrase for it.
Yeah, I was impressed in your stream last night. It was pretty happening in there.
Yeah. Did you get to actually see any of the transitions?
Yeah, the Batman transition.
Yeah. I was so proud of that, man.
You even have the Batman noise added to it.
Yeah.
It's like a spinning transition whenever he goes from sitting in front of the camera to the game screen.
Yeah. And it's like the Dueling Ogres logo zooms in like the original, well, not the original Batman, because there was original Batmans before the Adam West Batman. But the Adam West Batman where the bat symbol would zoom in and then zoom back out and you hear the
yeah,
and the background would spin behind it. So I used our my other trebuchet is a trebuchet as the background image to spin. And then our logo zooms in and zooms back out, Batman style, with the sound effect.
You know, I'm surprised that I haven't seen more people rocking that shirt.
The trebuchet shirt?
Yeah.
I know, right?
I think it's a classic shirt, and I think the only one we've sold is the one I bought for Brie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's possible. So I know Ginger wants one. I just haven't got her one yet.
Yeah. I want one too.
Yeah. I'd like to have one of all of our shirts, but I haven't done that yet either.
Yeah.
I did order us some new stickers for any events that we might have or just to hand out to people.
That's cool.
So, but if you do want a sticker, you can actually go to the website and get any one of the other stickers that we offer. Just click on the Bazaar link on the top.
Can they get stickers of the Chibi characters?
Yep, you can get stickers of the Chibi characters. You can get my other trebuchet is a trebuchet sticker. Anything that we offer. The Dueling Ogres, grease it up and slide it in your nerd hole.
As a sticker. Put that on your car.
Yep.
Get pulled over a lot more.
Or don't.
For when you want people to know, when you want people on the highway to know how big of a pervert you are.
Or how big of a nerd hole you have.
Yeah. If you want to advertise your nerd hole, put it on your car.
There you go.
We haven't even got to the stories yet, and we're already plugging the bazaar. We're already like, if you want to buy any merchandise.
Well, what's worse is that we have to talk about the headphones, too.
Wow, we do?
Yeah.
But that's on this episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to have to be.
Yeah.
We're running behind on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, we can talk about the headphones.
Okay. But anyway, this would be I think this is the second official game that I have finished up on my stream. I don't remember what the first one was. Oh, yes, I do. It was Headlander.
Which one was Headlander?
The one where the Adult Swim game, the side scroller,
yeah.
where the floating head.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 2 games completed on my stream now.
How's it feel?
Pretty good. Pretty good, Brandon. Pretty good.
Oh, good.
All right, so let's get into stories and junk.
All right. Let's do what this podcast presumably is supposed to do, which is to talk about stories.
Yeah.
Although I feel like people listen to it just as much for us talking about Olive Garden.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like that Olive Garden talk was some pretty solid Olive Garden talk.
That was some good garbage Italian talk.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got?
This is a short one. Kevin Smith is in talks with Disney about directing a Star Wars or Marvel movie.
Okay. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kevin Smith's a good director.
Yeah.
He really lost me once he started smoking so much weed, and that became all that he talked about.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think he could do well with the Star Wars or Marvel property. He's written, I don't know if he's written any Star Wars, but he's definitely written Marvel, and the things that he's written for Marvel have been good.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. That's pretty good story. Just not a whole lot to talk about, I guess.
Yeah.
Would we like to see it? Yes.
Yeah.
As long as there isn't a whole bunch of weed references that are just eye-rolly.
That would really throw off Star Wars, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
They're just like, all right, Chewie, before we get going.
Let's light this blunt.
I was trying to do a bong noise.
Yeah.
I don't know why I turned into a duck. All
Well,
right,
I like how
Chewie.
we went from a blunt to a bong noise. That sounded like a duck.
All right, Chewie, we're going to smoke weed out of this space duck. Welcome to Star Wars.
Disney style. Donald, where did you come from?
I'm baked.
Oh boy, I'm baked. And Disney's gonna sue us now. Thanks.
Yeah, we just lost our podcast. Thank you.
Sorry, everybody. It was nice. It was nice podcasting for you.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, I can't really say that we're a subsidiary of the Nerdist anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. They're owned by Disney.
No, I'm talking about the stuff with Chris Hardwick.
Oh no, I didn't hear about this. What?
Oh, his ex-girlfriend wrote a big thing like in the Me Too movement saying that he was like real shitty to her as a boyfriend.
Oh really?
Yeah, so the Nerdist basically was like, whoa, look, we haven't talked to Chris Hardwick in 2 years. He hasn't been part of this at all. Like he lost all of his AMC shows. You didn't see this at all?
No, I didn't see this at all.
Yeah, Chris Hardwick's basically been blacklisted from everything.
Wow.
He lost The Talking Dead. He lost, he had some show, something with Chris Hardwick.
Yeah.
Talking Trash with Chris Hardwick or something.
Yeah, I
on
don't
AMC.
know,
He lost
whatever.
all of that.
Wow.
Yeah. Which all of it came from just accusations, which is pretty crazy.
That is.
The knee-jerk reaction. However, she did say that she had proof
Yeah.
that she would release at a later date. And I think she released some texts.
Yeah.
I didn't read those. I don't know. But people seem to feel like she's been vindicated.
It's such.
Should I not have brought this up?
It's just there's such a fine line, and then we have this is whether he's a nerd or a geek or not, he's a celebrity as well. So that enters into this whole equation as well. I'm not saying that the Me Too movement is a bad thing. It's absolutely a good thing. We need to get it out there. But there's this fine line. Like, did they just fight a lot? Like, is that what this was? And I mean, I haven't seen any of it, so I don't know. He
expected sex from her. He yelled at her in a car. Like, they had a rental car and she spilled water in it and he yelled at her. It seems like a lot of it. See, that's the thing. Coming from a guy perspective, I read it and thought, like, he just sounds like a shitty boyfriend.
Yeah.
But enough ladies read it and were like, oh, yeah, that's an abusive relationship that I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of got to defer to if a large population of women say, yeah, that's abuse, then I need to defer. I got to defer to them on that.
And that's fine. Absolutely, that's abuse. I'll even agree with that.
But, yelling at somebody because they spilled water in a rental car, that's like...
Well, I mean, it's a shitty boyfriend. Or were they married?
No, they dated for like 3 years, I think.
Okay. It's a shitty boyfriend. But to blacklist him from everything because he was just a shitty human being to his significant other. Like, people still have to work. People are shitty human beings all the time to each other.
Yeah.
And people still keep their jobs. People are shitty to people in their jobs and still manage to keep their jobs.
Mm.
So I'm not saying that there shouldn't be repercussions for his actions. Absolutely. But to strip him of everything like that.
Yeah, I mean, this is an
insane notion. It's overcompensating.
Yeah.
For it.
To just take all of his shows before they even had any sort of real definitive proof outside of her work.
Well, and even if she released that proof to them, like, that's something that should have been handled in the court system. Here's my proof. He was an abusive boyfriend. I deserve restitution for that. I absolutely agree with any of that.
There were no allegations, as far as I know, that he was physically abusive at all.
Yeah.
It was all mental.
And the other thing is it didn't happen in the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is a famous figure, so his face is out there and it's tied to things, but let the allegations themselves and what come out of it ruin his career. Don't jump on the bandwagon and just destroy his career because this happened.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, the problem is AMC continues with a show, and suddenly you have people going, "Hey, AMC, so you support an abuser? You support an abusive guy?"
And that is unfair expectations that people are putting on these networks. Just because they hire somebody who is a douche, and then find out God knows how many, because he's been doing the Walking Dead stuff for several years now.
Yeah, and they've been broken up for 3 or 4 years, I think.
Yeah.
So she released this way later.
Exactly. So to find out way later, and then this is the problem that I have with this, is there comes a point where holding people accountable to the nth degree, and that's the crux here, to the nth degree, where you completely ruin everything that they have going on now just because they were a shitty human being 3 years back, 5 years back, and not seeking the proper restitutions for it, where he was a shitty fucking boyfriend, he was a complete fucking douche, she absolutely deserves restitution, to be recognized that happened to her. But to go so far as to completely ruin his career, or at least put a huge fucking black mark on it.
Yeah.
Because 4 years ago he was a cunt of a human being, is unfair. To not only kinda to him, because he deserves the right to grow as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
You know? He absolutely, and if he is a good human being and he acknowledges that happened, then he should seek out to justify the retribution himself.
Well, he said that he broke up, all of this was untrue,
right,
and that he left her because she cheated on him.
Right.
That was like his basically official statement.
Right.
Is this was like words of a vindictive ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. And that could be true as well. Like I said, I haven't actually did any research on the subject.
I'm surprised you managed to miss all of the stories on it.
Too.
This has been a couple weeks ago that this came out.
Me too. I've been really hard in my bubble, I guess.
Yeah.
Because usually I'll pick up here and there, especially something like that, but I haven't heard anything. Wow. So, like I said, the point of my argument for this is not the fact that she doesn't deserve anything, because she does. If it happened and he was a cunt, then he needs to be held accountable for that. My problem comes with networks' wild swinging of a band hammer for something that is essentially a private issue and should be dealt with privately.
Yeah, she has every right to put out her story.
Yes, absolutely.
Which she did. I don't remember if she put it out through like Jezebel or whether she put it out on her own private blog, but she published it somewhere.
Yeah.
She has every right to put that out.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% back her for that. You know, get it out there. Be vocal about it. Absolutely. I don't ever want anybody who has suffered an abuse to be quiet about it.
Yeah. Well, and AMC has the right to pull everything from Chris Hardwick if they want to.
They do.
It's their right as
a network.
Yeah, their right as a network.
Yeah, and I agree with that too. I just think that it's overstepping the bounds of things.
Yeah,
in general. And the only reason it's happening is because of this crazy raw nerve. And it's not just like the Me Too movement. It's not just like rights for homosexuals and transsexuals and or all of the apparent rights that are being stepped on at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
It's the oversensitivity of the American population.
Yeah.
This raw nerve that everybody seems to have.
Yeah, we're at a place right now where if you're a celebrity, you better be pretty fucking clean.
Yeah.
I bet there's a lot of celebrities that are like keeping their fingers crossed, like, come on.
Yeah. Like, heaven forbid that you ever accidentally said something that you shouldn't have, or said a racial slur, or said a sexist slur, or said something like that out of anger, or somebody overheard you in a fucking joke. Like, no, you're dead. You're dead.
Yeah.
Your entire career is dead and burn you at the stake.
Well, like if all those Halloween pictures of you in blackface came out, we would be ruined.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I really just set myself up for that. I think I let myself go too far, and you were like, I'm going to get rim on a blackface joke.
I've been thinking about how I was going to work that joke in for the last 5 minutes.
I deserve that. Thank you.
In the same vein, but moving forward from this discussion.
Yeah.
Roseanne, you remember how we talked about how she said some real shitty stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
Roseanne is coming back without Roseanne. Did you see that?
No.
It's called The Connors.
Okay.
And it's going to be everybody
But Roseanne.
but Roseanne.
Well, good on them.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. Roseanne kind of, because she has the rights to all those characters, because she created the Roseanne character and all of the characters for the sitcom.
Yeah.
So they said they were going to go forward with a show without Roseanne, but only if she absolved herself from the money.
Yeah.
Because she would get paid because of her characters.
Yeah, yeah.
She wrote off and said, fine, I waive my rights to these characters. So she's not getting paid for the Connors, which I think is her way of trying to get back in good graces.
Yeah.
By saying, like, I don't want the castmates and the crew to get punished for something stupid I said.
Right, yeah. I mean, PR move or moral move, it's a good move.
Yeah.
Either way. And it doesn't excuse her for what she said, but in some way, shape, or form, that's her growing as a person.
Yeah.
It's either, like I said, it's either a PR move where she's just doing it to improve her status in Hollywood, or she actually feels a little bit of remorse for what happened with it and is doing it so, you know, people can continue to enjoy the characters she created.
Yeah, and the way the money is tied up, she still gets money from like all of the Roseanne reruns.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And everything else. Yeah. So
she still get residuals.
Is making money from the Roseanne brand, just not this specific iteration of it.
Right.
So yeah, do you care about the Connors at all? Is it something you'd watch? Because I don't give two shits about it. I always thought Roseanne was trashy and below me.
Baloney.
Below me.
I know you said below me, but it totally sounded like you said baloney.
Roseanne is baloney. It's malarkey.
We watched Roseanne fairly religiously as I was growing up. I enjoyed the show. She always kind of reminded me of my own mother, who is also a loudmouth, snarky woman.
I can see that.
And hilarious. And for all of the bullshit that she's been doing lately, Roseanne's still a pretty funny woman.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can get past all the political bullshit.
Which is what she's really tangled herself up in now.
Yeah,
is the political
exactly.
Stuff.
And I mean, I don't know. I guess that's something that happens as we get older. You take more of a stock in your political dealings. But either way, it's something that is almost unavoidable at this moment in time.
Yeah. I mean, shit, we talk about it all the time and we try to avoid it as much as possible.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, since we're talking about like kind of shitty Hollywood stories, let's go ahead and move on with the Jar Jar Binks one.
Okay.
So recently, the actor who voiced the character of Jar Jar Binks, Ahmed Best, came out and talked about how he had death threats for his performance as Jar Jar Binks. You know, everybody panned episode 1, thought that Jar Jar Binks was the most vile thing that's ever happened to the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah.
All of this, you know, he was a comic relief.
He was a comic relief in a movie that was made for children.
Yeah. He was comic relief for a movie that was made for that was the best and most succinct way that you could possibly put it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, but you know, constant death threats, people telling him he was garbage, saying that he had destroyed their childhood. He was only 25 at the time.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think he just did the voice. I think he did the movement too.
Oh, yeah?
I think he was like
the motion capture for it? Yeah.
Because he was in a suit on set. You can find pictures where it's like he has a Jar Jar Binks hat on.
Yeah.
And he was on set so they could see where they'd be talking and looking.
Yeah. And I don't know if he's come out before talking about this, like that the death threats through the internet, that was a quote that had come from a Wired article last year, where they did a feature-length profile piece on him. And I didn't click through on that article. This was from Polygon. But he released a tweet on July 3rd that said, 20 years next year, I faced immediate backlash that still affects my career today. This was the place I almost ended my life. He's standing, it looks like, on a pier or something overlooking an inlet to the ocean.
Yeah.
And he's looking out over it with his son. It's at Ahmed Best if you guys want to go check it out and take a look. It's still hard to talk about. I survived, and now this little guy is my gift for survival. Would this be a good story for my solo show? Let me know. So he's been considering producing and performing a new solo show to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Phantom Menace. Part of that introspection clearly includes considering how low that period in his life had brought him. So that was an excerpt from the article itself. And this goes back to just the toxicity of people and the belovedness of a franchise and how changes to that franchise after so many years makes people stupid and rude and nasty and vile and vitriolic and other bad gross words.
Yeah. Toxic fandom. Isn't that the word?
Yeah.
I've seen that tossed around. One of my favorite geek podcasts just did an episode talking about toxic fandom as well.
Yeah. And I mean, we have been critical of things. Absolutely. I don't know if we could call anything that we've ever said straight up toxic fandom.
Well, here's the difference. We do it in a relatively good-natured way.
Right.
Even when I'm like, this sucks, that sucks, fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, and the people who did it should die.
Right.
I'm not getting online and telling them that I think that they should die and that they ruined my childhood.
Yeah, not specific actors.
I did make some Alden Ehrenreich being a Nazi jokes because of his name.
But that's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the extent of it. It's just because it's a very German sounding name.
And again, I wasn't even like, he's a Nazi who's ruining Solo. I don't know. I feel like now I'm overly making exceptions for the things that I've said.
Right.
But no, I wouldn't consider us toxic.
But you also were joking.
Yeah.
You don't actually think that Alden Ehrenreich is a Nazi.
No.
You continue to joke even though I'm trying to help you out. I mean,
I said no.
You can just keep digging that hole if you want. It's fine. I've got a bigger shovel out in the garage. It'll make you work a little less hard.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. But no, seriously though, there are things that can be said for joke purposes and still be critical of something.
Yeah.
I didn't care for episodes 1 and 2. I think I liked 2 a little better.
Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. But things are going to change. And especially if, Disney wants to keep milking that Star Wars teat, it's going to continue. It's going to persist. It's going to keep going for as long as they make billions of dollars off of it. It's a property. It's a franchise.
Yeah. I saw a story a few weeks ago that said that they have 9 different Star Wars films in pre-development right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I heard that there was like even maybe a Mos Eisley one that was talked about, that was thrown around or something like that.
Apparently Solo didn't do nearly as well as what they wanted it to.
Yeah.
So I've also seen stories, and this is all speculation that
Right.
I'm reading. I read a lot of rumor sites and stuff that said that they're pulling back and are kind of stopping pre-production on a lot of these movies while they try to figure out why Solo didn't make as much money as their other ones.
Yeah. But going back to the whole Ahmed Best and toxic toxic fandom, James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy, he chimed in and said in several tweets, people need to chill out in response to Ahmed putting his story out and saying how the fandom ruined his life.
Yeah.
People responding to this post saying, yeah, it wasn't the actor's fault, it was the writers are missing the point. Critique it. Don't like it, but spewing hate and bile at individuals just doing their best to tell a story, even if the story sucks, is lame. Don't watch it. So here he's saying, it's cool if you don't like something. And this is kind of where I was going with us, We are not toxic fandom. We will critique something. We might make fun of it because it was garbage. We might say, geez, freaking... In fact, I was actually talking about this in the Discord earlier where we were talking about the color purple came up, how one of the guys really likes the color purple.
Okay.
And he wishes that his name was in the color purple. But we have a level structure where everybody gets a different color as you increase in level.
He likes the book The Color Purple, or he likes the color?
No, he likes the physical color purple.
Gotcha.
He prefers that as his name, but I'm not going to change it because we have a structure.
Yeah.
Neither here nor there, just a little bit of backstory on it.
Gotcha.
So we got talking. I made a joke about Donatello, because Donatello wears the purple bandana.
Naturally, yeah.
And he was like, that's, it's funny because I was more of a Raphael fan. And I was like, okay, Mace Windu then, And then we got on a conversation about Sam Jackson. because, Sam Jackson's awesome.
Yeah.
But to be perfectly, he was like, I didn't really like the character Mace Windu. It's like, well, yeah, that's because Mace Windu was a flat character.
Mm.
There wasn't a whole lot to Mace Windu. So even though Sam Jackson is a very talented, very boisterous and aggressive actor, that really wasn't a character that was suited for him.
Yeah, Mace Windu was not. George Lucas knew that Mace Windu was going to be Sam Jackson.
Yes,
he wrote that part for Sam Jackson.
Yes, and
just did not write it well.
Yes, that's exactly it. Apparently, I watched this in an interview on the Graham Norton show where he had him, and he asked him if the purple color lightsaber story was true, and Sam was like, "Well, Lucas asked me to be in the movie, and I said, I'll play anything. You can put me in a stormtrooper outfit, and I'll run across the desert or whatever, just as long as that's cool. I'd love to be in it." So he, ended up getting back to me with the Mace Windu character, made me a Jedi, and then so I did that, and then I found out in the next film, the next year, that I was going to be in a massive battle. So I approached him and I said, can I have a purple lightsaber? And George was like, lightsabers are red or blue. And he said, well, I'd like to be able to point myself out in the arena battle.
Yeah.
So he said, well, I'll think about it. And then he gets back to me. At this point, the internet's already going batshit crazy about it. But he said, take a look at this. And I had a purple lightsaber. So that's how the story went, apparently, according to Sam Jackson.
Okay, so I guess this is where
we're getting a little off topic.
We're totally off topic now.
Yeah.
This is why I'm glad, in a way, that George Lucas doesn't have control of the Star Wars universe anymore.
Yeah.
To just be like, well, lightsabers are red or blue, or maybe green.
Right.
And that's it. Like, there's no canonical reason why he couldn't have a purple lightsaber. It's just an automatic naysaying of like, no, because there's just not purple lightsabers, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's dumb. Anyway, sorry, that's neither here nor there.
But circling back to the James Gunn thing, he got press from this mostly because of his choice of words, where he said, Star Wars or any movie may be important to you, but it doesn't belong to you. If your self-esteem depends on how good you think the current Star Wars is, or your childhood is ruined because you don't like something in a movie, go to therapy. So, I mean, I understand kind of what he was saying there.
Yeah.
If you're tying your entire childhood and being hateful to an individual because of their performance, their job in a movie, just because you didn't like the character that they played, you have some underlying issues that you should probably get looked at.
Yeah.
Because you are not focusing on reality.
Yeah, well, he's talking specifically, I think, about the people who are attacking other people.
Yeah.
And saying you're ruining my childhood and all of that.
Yeah.
What is he getting flack for?
I don't know if he's getting flack. It's just that this has been a big story, and I think it's because every title that I've seen has focused on him using the words, you should go to therapy. As if by him saying that, I don't know if they're alluding to him making fun of mental disability or some
internet.
bullshit.
Fuck you.
Exactly, right? It's like, no. What he's saying is if you're focusing on that shit, you genuinely have some sort of mental problem you should probably deal with.
Yeah.
Or you're just a fucking shitty person. Why don't you get off your computer and go do something constructive with your fucking life?
He's speaking hyperbolically and he's lost his temper because you guys are fucking aggravating.
Yeah, exactly.
And Ahmed Best releases this tweet about how he almost took his life because of the toxic fandom and people's responses to mock him for it.
Yeah. Not
everybody's, but there's some responses of mocking him for it and talking and bringing it up again and telling him, why didn't you do it? It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
What turns judgy fans into toxic fans?
I think the point where you become a toxic fan is when you think that you have any right to approach an actor or a director or a sound designer or anything and be intentionally hurtful and hateful to them for a job that they did.
Yeah.
The only thing that they're doing, they got hired for a job. It's like you wouldn't castrate the guy who made your fucking burger just because he forgot your pickles, would you? Seriously, not jokingly.
No.
I know that you want to say, yeah, but
Yeah.
but seriously, you wouldn't.
No, of course.
You'd say, you may circle around and say, hey man, you forgot my pickles. And they'd be like, oh, sorry about that. Here's another one with pickles. Or you'll just say, man, I fucking forgot my pickles, but I'm going to eat it anyway because I don't want to get around and fucking get pickles on my burger.
Yeah.
And just be grumpy about it for like 10 minutes until you finished your burger and forgot about it.
I'm option 2.
Yeah.
I don't like going back through. But.
Exactly. So it's just, I mean, I've driven back to a restaurant, Applebee's specifically, to get my vegetables that I forgot. But I'm also not that far from Applebee's. So.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is just be nice and say, hey, by the way, you forgot my vegetables. Oh shit, sorry about that. We were out, or I just straight up, yeah, here they are. They were sitting right there and I just didn't grab them and put them in your bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that stuff happens. And so does performances in characters that are not memorable or that are bad. You know, Jar Jar the actor didn't make Jar Jar bad. In fact, Ahmed did a fantastic job with what he was given.
Yeah.
I think that Jar Jar, if Jar Jar was set himself in a movie about the Gungans and how weird and floppy and crazy they were, that would be a fun, entertaining children's movie.
Absolutely.
And I probably would have loved it. And you could have said it was in the fucking Star Wars universe. You could have said it was in any other universe. It could have been in its own little microcosm. It would have been a good movie.
Yeah.
But because they were trying to put an overtly childish thing into a movie that people grew up with and don't equate necessarily to a children's movie.
The people who were going to see Phantom Menace were people who hadn't seen a Star Wars movie in 20 years.
Exactly.
But grew up on them. And then they see this character, this cartoonish character, and they're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, yeah. So did Jar Jar ruin the movie? He certainly didn't help it.
Yeah.
But
not any more than the writing and a lot of other stuff kind of ruined
exactly.
the movie. He wasn't the thing that ruined the movie.
No, not anymore.
But for a lot of people online, they would say that he is.
Yeah. Oh, well, the same way that a lot of people online pushed the kid who played Anakin out entirely from acting.
Yeah.
Like they completely soured this child at the time with acting, saying that his performance was garbage and that he was a garbage human being and he ruined the franchise and this and that and the other. Don't get me wrong, his performance was not good.
Yeah.
Almost nobody's in there was good. Who was it? Ewan McGregor?
Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor's performance, not that good in that.
And he's a great actor.
Yeah. Sam Jackson, Mace Windu was a stilted wooden character. It's just not the person to play Mace Windu.
Mm.
Sam Jackson is an animated, visceral person when he's acting. That's why in fucking Pulp Fiction, he was incredible.
He's a bad motherfucker.
He's a bad motherfucker. Apparently that's written down his personal lightsaber from the movie.
Really?
I don't know if that was a joke or not, but that's totally what he said.
That's awesome.
So yeah, if you are a toxic individual and you're listening to this podcast, before you go off on a Twitter rant saying how much you hate a video game or how much you hate the players in a video game or how much you hate the actor that was in a movie or the person who drew a comic that you love, take a step back, think about what you're actually saying instead of just keyboard vomiting out and hitting the send button. That is another human being that you're talking to. Do you want to be spoken to in that fashion? Do you want to be ridiculed and teared down for the work that you did? Of course not. I'm not saying don't be critical of it, but don't be such a shit human being that you actually force somebody to think about committing suicide because everybody around them is telling them that their performance was garbage and they're less than human.
Yeah. I mean, you have Ahmed Best, you have the kid that played Anakin, you have the kid who played young Boba Fett, got it?
Yeah.
Also.
Uh-huh.
It's just, especially around Star Wars, the fandom is just so shitty, a lot of it.
Yeah.
And the fandom is great with the cosplay and the 501st and so much of it. And then you have the shitty part of it too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just unfortunate. It really is. But yeah, I think we've kind of said all we can say on that.
Yeah, and it went a little long, so it's it's probably going to take us out of some of our stories. But you got me on something passionate, Brandon.
Yeah, well, it's good to see some passion out of you.
I just hate shitty people. Be nice to each other.
Yeah, me too. I mean, they chased the chick who played Rose in Last Jedi off of
that's
Twitter. They chased
person.
Daisy Ridley off of Twitter.
Yeah,
or Instagram.
I think it was the other way around. The lady off, or the girl who played Rose off of Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think Daisy left Twitter
because the internet's default when they don't like something is to tell a person to kill themselves.
Yeah, which is fucking terrible and wrong, and you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
In lighter news, but still a movie fuck up, Sony apparently released an entire movie, Kali the Killer, to YouTube instead of the trailer for the movie.
They released the entire thing?
They released the entire movie onto YouTube. Oops.
Intentionally?
No, accidentally. Somebody just grabbed the wrong file, hit upload, and walked away from their desk. They have since taken it down, but the movie was like an hour and 50 minutes in, or the file itself that was uploaded was like an hour and 50 minutes or so. And I don't know anything about the movie. I just thought it was a very interesting story that somebody just grabbed the wrong file. Kali the Killer, the trailer. Kali the Killer, I've got to go to lunch. Hold on, let me just throw this up real quick.
I know from personal experience uploading videos to YouTube, that video, an hour and 50-minute video, had to have taken them for fucking ever to upload too.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, they have business internet. It's considerably faster. The upload speed is a whole lot better.
Yeah,
it probably didn't take very long. And then I'm sure in a very short order, it was found and people were like, clickety clack. This is the whole movie, dumb shits.
So is the movie out?
No. They were going to release a trailer, so I would assume not.
Oh, okay.
It's probably finished. But, you got to do the whole marketing song and dance before. Especially because, like I said, I haven't heard of it. I don't know anything about it.
It's an angry-looking, heavily tattooed man, though.
Yeah. If you're thinking you had a bad day at work, just wait until you hear what happened to an employee at Sony Pictures Entertainment. When someone at the American film distributor wanted to upload a trailer for the movie Kali the Killer onto the video sharing website, they accidentally uploaded the full film instead. According to the BBC, thousands of people watched the film before Sony realized its mistake and took it down 6 hours after it was first published.
Wow,
so they didn't even catch it fast.
Or they caught it and decided to go for a little PR.
Oh, maybe. That's possible. CBR reported that it's very unlikely that it was part of a publicity stunt for the film, though. The studio seemingly had nothing to gain from offering a film for free while touting its availability in DVD and digital formats. It's worth noting, however, that the film was released on DVD in November 2017. Okay.
So this was a trailer for a movie that's already out?
Yeah, okay. So maybe it was just one of those borderline indie movies that just never got the publicity, and they're really going to release a trailer to build some
hype for it.
Yeah, build some hype for it so they can recapture some sales or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
but still,
I doubt it's a publicity move, but I feel like it's a publicity move to leave it up for 6 hours.
Yeah,
that's enough time for for the story to break, for people to go and watch it. If you get caught in that 6 hours, you feel like you've got a movie for free. Maybe you like it, and then you tell your friends before it's taken down, like, that Kali the Killer movie is actually pretty good. I think I might pick it up to own it.
Yeah, that'd be
the smart way, instead of taking it down immediately, to be like, ooh, just enough time for people to watch it once or twice.
Yeah. The film centers on a hitman who, after deciding to retire, takes on one last job to help support his ailing grandmother's end-of-life care. But everything falls apart when he develops empathy for the targets of his hit, and he's forced to make the toughest decision of his life. BBC approached Sony for comment, but did not receive any feedback. So, I mean, you're kind of right there, because not only did they leave it up for 6 hours, but now it's getting publicity from news outlets who said this is a fuck up. And of course, any news outlet worth anything is going to put a brief synopsis of the movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it may have started off as an accident, but some smart motherfucker over in PR was like, just leave it up for a couple hours. Let's see if we can make some money off of this.
Hey, just leave it up.
Hey, here's what I want you to do. I want you to just take your finger off that delete button, okay? Just leave it up for a few hours.
Okay.
And nobody's gonna.
All right.
No, nobody's gonna know. It's gonna be fine.
Are you spooning me?
Yeah, I'm spooning you. I mean, you asked for this.
So I don't delete it?
No, don't delete it yet.
Right.
Let's just finish up with what you and I are doing right now.
Okay.
And then
How long do you think this will take?
this is maybe 6 hours or so, give or take.
Roughly.
Roughly, just a real rough estimate. It's gonna be a real rough estimate.
Okay. And scene. Fiend. Shakespearean.
Does it sound like a movie you'd want to watch?
No.
Nah, me either.
I don't really watch movies about contract killers.
Too close to home?
Yeah. Reminds me of my pappy. I'm going to skip the sad story I have because I feel like we've talked about enough serious stuff.
Yeah. Let's do it away from the seriousness.
Actually, why don't you do another story? I've got like 3 more, and most of them are long, so I probably won't even get to them. You've got a shit ton of stories still pulled up.
I do. So let's talk one more movie news. Well, it's kind of movie news. It's entertainment news. Nick Cage is apparently going to be voicing Spider-Man Noir in a upcoming animated movie. I think it's animated.
Yeah, it's animated.
Okay, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
And it looks awesome.
Miles Morales discovers his new powers as Spider-Man and comes across a whole slew of other Spider-Men, including Spider-Gwen. So I assume that they're... what was that storyline where they were bouncing around all of the different universes, bouncing through the multiverse?
Shattered Dimensions.
Is
that was the game anyway.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it's dimensional travel running into different iterations of the Spider-Man. I wonder if they're going to have Spider-Ham in there.
I think they do.
Yes! I love Spider-Ham.
It's releasing December 14th, 2018.
I've got December 12th.
Aha. You really like Spider-Ham, huh?
Yeah, I do. But anyway, so, I mean, Nick Cage, I just thought it was interesting. I thought the idea of Nick Cage being in the Spider-Man franchise was cool. Nick Cage is such a weird actor. He's kind of like Sam Jackson, in that Sam and Nick Cage both have been in many movies, and sometimes their performance is incredible, and sometimes it's just like, Nick Cage way more than Sam Jackson, but still. Just an interesting thing to have Nick Cage voicing a character.
Especially voicing a Spider-Man character.
Yeah. But, I mean, Spider-Man Noir? Yeah, totally. I could see that.
Yeah, well, see, and I love
Just
Spider-Man.
as long as he doesn't deliver his lines really, like, weird, like...
I'm a spider.
I'm a spider.
But I'm also a man. I can't remember what Nick Cage sounds like. So.
Yeah, you're not far off.
Nicolas Cage. Oh, yeah, I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence. Spider-Man has the Declaration of Independence.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Now I don't feel like... Do you remember what you were going to say there?
No, I don't.
Okay, sorry.
It's fine. If I don't remember, it wasn't that important.
Fair enough.
I don't think Spider-Ham, by the way, is going to be Into the Spider-Verse. The picture that I saw was from Ultimate Spider-Man. Spider-Ham appeared in Ultimate Spider-Man.
Gotcha.
Here's a picture of Spider-Ham.
Yeah. There's an episode of Ultimate Spider-Man where he actually goes to Spider-Ham's dimension.
Is everybody pigs?
Well, they're all farm animals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll lend you a ham.
That's all it is. His quips are so much better.
Oh, really?
Yep. His quips when he flips. His flip quips.
Quip.
Yep. Sorry. How's that Foley work going for you listeners? Stupid.
It's like Spider-Man's right here in the room with me.
Believe it, true believers.
Excelsior, Spider-Man. Thwipping right in my ear.
Yeah. We're dumb.
Yeah, this is dumb. Are you familiar with D.B. Cooper, Remington? Speaking of things that are noir.
I have heard the name. What? Okay, tell me about D.B. Cooper again.
He was a man who jumped out of a plane in the 70s with $200,000.
Yes. Okay, yes. I remember this.
He hijacked a plane, stole a shit ton of money, jumped out, nobody knew who he was.
Right, yeah.
And it's been this great mystery of who he was, where he went, what happened to the money. People have tried to like go over. I don't think it's the Ozarks. That's just the first thing that comes to mind. But he like jumped over some
mountainous region.
Yeah. So people have gone and tried to find his skeleton, tried to find his money because he just disappeared.
Yeah. He was like it was an alias, if I remember correctly. But they didn't know it was an alias for whom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's that famous drawing of him with the sunglasses on that was released. Well, filmmaker and author Thomas Colbert, along with a 40-person team, many of whom are former federal agents, have identified who D.B. Cooper is.
Oh, really?
And he's still alive.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, that's cool.
They believe that it is 74-year-old Vietnam veteran, Robert Rackstraw.
Okay.
And the reason that they believe this is who it is.
I was just going to supplant the question, Brandon.
Why don't you supplant it? That way we seem more professional. So they think it's 74-year-old Vietnam veteran Robert Rackstraw.
So why do they think that it's Robert Rackstraw, Brandon?
Great supplanted question, Remington.
Thank you.
They use the Freedom of Information Act to get letters from the FBI.
Okay.
Because there had been 4 letters published by the FBI written by D.B. Cooper after he supposedly died.
All right.
There were 2 letters that they didn't release. So under the Freedom of Information Act, they had to release these 2 letters.
Okay.
This 40-person team, including a man named Rick Sherwood, who used to decode letters during the Vietnam War, found codes in these last 2 letters that the FBI were holding that basically said, I am Robert Rackstraw.
Oh. So he just like, in the last couple of letters that he wrote, he was just like, this is me.
Rick Sherwood used to work with Robert during Vietnam.
Ah.
So that's how he knew how to decode these letters.
So the only person who could have figured out who he was
the guy he worked with. So he's quoted as saying, this is a good old-fashioned FBI cover-up. Like why the FBI didn't release these last 2 letters, probably because they knew it was a code.
Wow. So how was this other guy involved in the investigation? Is it just because of his good code-breaking skills or something? Or
yes.
So it was complete serendipity?
Well, Robert Rackstraw apparently was somebody that had been looked at before, but the FBI had looked at over 1,000 different people that could have been D.B.
Okay,
Cooper.
so they were just combing through these other people. This guy just happened to be on the task force for it.
Yeah, they found this letter. This guy was like, I know this kind of code writing. This is Robert's code writing.
Yeah, and he just happened to be a suspect on that list. So put 1 and 1 together to make 2.
Yeah. And when they asked Robert Rackstraw what he thought about it, he said, well, what do the letters say?
Ah.
So, sneaky. So this potentially a huge mystery solved.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really interesting. I wonder if he'll just like straight up cop to it now.
I don't know, because I mean he did it in the 70s, so I don't know how long the statute of limitations is.
Well, I don't remember how much it was. I don't know if there's a statute of limitations on over a certain amount. But either way, I mean he's 70 something. They're going to let him spend his last 10, 15, 20 years in jail, depending on how his health is.
Maybe.
I mean, I guess it's happened before, but did he hurt? I don't think he hurt anybody.
No, he just stole a bunch of money.
He just stole the money and then ran with it.
He had it was like $200,000 in 1970s money.
Yeah, so I mean that's probably still well under the amount that you'd need to supersede the statute of limitations on. I don't know if I used that right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say no, but we'll roll with it anyway.
Okay, that's a really cool story.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
So we'll see what goes with it. I'm going to try to keep following it and see if anything else happens.
Nice.
So I'll bring back any news if I find any new news about it.
Gotcha.
Sounds
good. New news. Speaking of news, going into game news. Apparently, for those of you who... I have never played RPG Maker. Have you ever dabbled in it at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like it?
Yeah.
So what is it?
You make RPGs.
It's just you make a role playing game. Like it's like an anime style RPG, and they give you all of the components to do it. Right?
They give you the sprites and the tiles, and you can download more.
Skills. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you have to do the hard coding yourself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
it's not something you can just get into. You can get into it and make pretty good RPGs. You can find walkthroughs on it,
yeah.
but you can't just pick it up and go if you don't have a knowledge of coding.
Okay, gotcha. So apparently they are releasing RPG Maker MV to the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Switch.
Which is pretty cool.
So for those of you who are really interested in like making your own RPG or dabbling in it, you know, it's got a user interface. You can get them on the computer. Humble Bundle runs deals on them every 3 months themselves.
Oh yeah, I got like 3 RPG makers on sale for like $4 or something.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, they do those fairly frequently. If you ever wanted to dabble in game design, you're not sure if it's something you'd want to get into, it's a great way to build a story yourself, put it together, and then put it out there. I mean, they actually have contests. They have national contests for RPG Maker created things.
Yeah. And there's some, because you own RPG Maker, you will also have access to other RPGs people have made.
Yeah.
I assume that PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch will do the same thing that they did on the 3DS when they released RPG Maker for the 3DS.
Yeah.
Where you can use RPG Maker as kind of a storefront and download free RPGs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be cool.
Huh. Yeah, that would be neat to be able to play a lot of top-down RPGs because I'm sure there's some good community-made stuff out there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely there is. It makes me wonder if some of those other ones, like what's the one that you played? It was Stardew Valley or was it? Yeah, I wonder if that was an RPG Maker, like, started off.
No, it was one dude using, I think, Unity.
Oh.
It was all created by one dude. He did the music and everything.
Oh, yeah?
He worked like 3 or 4 years on it.
That's cool. But either way, I mean, you could do something like that, and you can actually put those games out there. I've seen people buy them.
Yeah, you can,
from the indie creators.
You can build RPGs in RPG Maker and then sell them.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely a cool thing to look forward to. More gaming news. Games Done Quick, which is they run tournaments where they do speed running. And there are only a couple of them a year. I think there's like 2 a year. They do them every 6 months or something, and they raise money for charity. So they have all these different speedrunners in the streaming community and otherwise come into a venue, and they will speed run real games. They will speed run like modded games, like you know how some people will take the Mario games and make these really crazy, intricate, and they'll run through those and just time people on them and raise money for charity.
Yeah.
So that just recently happened. It's a very popular event. It's raised more money. It raised more money this year than it did last year by a fair margin, and I think the year before it as well.
Oh, wow.
Let's see here if they put it in here.
I've never watched any of the Games Done Quick stuff because I'm not a huge fan of speedrunning.
Yeah.
I can't really, like, I've watched some and really been impressed with them. There's one where a guy beats Morrowind in like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Or something crazy. But yeah, there's all kinds of different categories of modded versus unmodded speedrunning and different tactics.
Yeah, exactly. So this article that's over on StudyBreaks.com. Since its inception, Games Done Quick has had the singular purpose of supporting charities through donations given to the week-long stream. So, I mean, they stream, if I'm not mistaken, it's 24 hours all week. And just different people coming in and doing their thing.
Yeah.
When it first started, there was only one event a year, and the proceeds went to the PCF, the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Soon, a second event held in the summer was born to benefit Doctors Without Borders. As both events have grown, so have money-raising efforts, and the event now raises more than $2 million. Awesome Games Done Quick, the original event held in January, raised more than $2.2 million for PCF this year, and Summer Games Done Quick raised $2.1 million this past week.
Wow.
I think is what it was. Along with private donations, both events are now supported by sponsors such as Humble Bundle, Developer Digital, which Humble Bundle and Developer Digital actually work together a lot themselves, Bandai Namco, and Power Up Audio. Games Done Quick has become a place for the gaming world to support charity.
See, and this is an example of fandom going in the opposite direction of toxic fandom, and going in a good way.
Absolutely.
You get just a bunch of people who enjoy games coming together to raise money for charity. There's the competitive nature to it of trying to outspeed run one another, but it's all still done in good fun.
Yeah. It goes back to what you're saying. There are good parts of the internet. There are bad parts of the internet. We've talked about that on multiple occasions under various podcasts. And I just wish the internet was more like this instead of the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so easy to see those shitty stories as well.
Yeah.
Like, how can you come together? And it's weird too, because some of the people who go and do some of the most supporting on this can turn around and be some of the most vitriolic people as well.
Yeah.
It's so weird. But neither here nor there.
People are just multifaceted monsters.
Yeah, that's the truth.
That's all we are.
Yeah. I found a list of games that are the most Murican games to play on July 4th.
Granted, we missed this by a day.
Yeah, but I think it's still relevant.
Yeah,
Did you have a good July 4th? Did you set off any fireworks? Did you buy any?
No, I didn't buy or set off fireworks.
Neither did I.
I went swimming at my grandparents' with my daughter.
Well, that's good.
And a bunch of family. They had a cookout there.
That's good. At least you went to a cookout and enjoyed the day itself.
Yeah.
We have a cookout this weekend. Still not 100% sure if I'm going to be able to make it to it. I need to talk to my assistant manager tomorrow. I'm probably going to go in and help him unload a truck anyway, even though it's my day off. So that's fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a blast.
Yeah. So the games that they suggest would have been good to play on July 4th if you weren't doing anything. Broforce, a 2D run and gun game where you play muscle-bound brothers gunning down those who threaten liberty and justice. That's on PS4. Oregon Trail, a classic. If you don't know what Oregon Trail is, then I guess you probably have dysentery. Fallout 3. Fallout 3.
Fallout's about as American as you can get.
Yep.
Fallout 3 specifically.
It's American as apple pie, which coincidentally was not American. BioShock Infinite, Saints Row 4, and honorable mention Metal Wolf Chaos, which I've never heard of or played. It's got Japanese right in the title there for the teaser trailer that they posted.
It looks like a bullet hell game.
Created by From Software, yes, the people who made Dark Souls. The game is finally being brought to the land of the people who can most appreciate it sometime later this year. Devolver Digital revealed the remastered edition at this year's E3. It hasn't technically been released over here in the States, which is why it got honorable mention, this article writer said. So, it'd be hard to mention patriotic games without bringing up that game where the main character is the president in a mech suit fighting the evil Veep.
What?
Yeah. So
that sounds amazing.
So apparently you're the president and you're getting your hands dirty.
Child's Play?
Oh, yeah. So this is kind of along the lines of gaming because Child's Play is a charity.
No. Child's Play like Chucky.
Oh. Well, then let's rewind that.
Child's Play like Chucky is getting a TV series.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. That's all that's known about it is that he's getting a TV series. The voice of Chucky and the voice of Bride of Chucky are signed on to be in the TV series.
Okay, that's cool. I don't remember what her name is. Damn it.
Jennifer Tilly.
Yes.
I don't know where I pulled that from.
I think you're right, too.
It is. I am right. It is Jennifer Tilly.
I have no idea. I always thought Jennifer Tilly was kind of hot.
Me too.
So
I like the voice. I like girls with distinctive voices, though.
Yeah, for sure.
A high pitched, like, oh, Brandon. That voice is fine. A heavy smoker voice. That's good too.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon, come here.
Hey, Brandon.
Cha-cha.
How do you like it? Do you like it like this, or do you like it like that?
What?
You heard me.
You could go with this.
Dr. Mrs. the Monarch.
So yeah, that's all there is to that. There's not a whole lot to it.
That's a good story.
Spider-Man Far From Home is the name of the new Spider-Man movie coming out.
Okay.
It's being released July 5th, 2019.
Like the live action one?
Yes.
Okay.
The sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming.
Gotcha.
And it takes place...
Wait. It's called Spider-Man...
Far From Home.
Far From Home? So we've got Homecoming, Far From Home?
Homecoming was the first one.
Uh-huh.
Second one is Far From Home.
Okay. It's kind of lame.
Yeah, it's not great naming.
No, not great naming. I mean, Homecoming I could be okay with, but now this follow-up
goes to the homecoming dance in the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, this one takes place in Europe. He's on a European vacation with his pals. And that's why he's far from home.
So he's far from home.
Yep.
It's a little on the nose there, Marvel, Sony.
Spider-Man Far From Home.
Okay.
Didn't Disney finish buying Sony?
I have no
Or
idea.
Fox.
I
Was
didn't.
it Fox?
I think it was Fox, and I did not keep up with it.
Yes, they did.
But yes,
They bid a bunch of money and they won.
yep.
Hooray.
Yay!
Disney owns more stuff.
Yay, monopolies.
You would think I would care more about monopolies, but it's interesting to watch Disney gobble up all of these things. Just shoving it into the big mouse mouth.
Yours. Give me more. There's like 3 Disney characters I've done in this episode.
Yeah, that was good. Fucking Disney's that big booted mouse foot's gonna come down on us.
Yep, right on top of us.
And we're gonna.
Who are these dueling ogres? Should we buy them or crush them?
Come on, please buy us. Please buy us.
Come on, we'll quit fucking making podcasts.
I will sit around like Donald Duck in just a shirt if you do that. If you buy us, I'll do whatever you want.
I will sell the Dueling Ogres name faster than anything. As long as you pay off my mortgage and then Brandon's subsequent mortgage, we'll buy you a house.
Okay, Disney, if you buy me a house, I will sell out Remington so fast. I come in to record and you're just here counting stacks of money. You hand me a chip suit from Chip and Dale and you're like, Brandon, you're wearing this from now on. Gorsh.
Yeah.
And my final story is I just read this today.
Okay.
There's a company called ScriptBook.
I've just read all of mine today.
That I know because that's how it is every fucking time we record.
I'm a busy guy.
Hey, Brandon, Remington, I'm going to be over at 5:15. So can we start recording then? Yeah, sure. I'll start looking at my stories at 5:30 for the first time. You piece of shit. There's a company called ScriptBook.
You think you'd be used to it by now.
Yeah, I know. That's what my girlfriend tells me too. She's like, you really should be used to it by now. Because I come home and I'm like, motherfucking Remington made me wait for an hour. And she's like, you say this every time. Just expect you're going to wait an hour when you go over there.
I know. I literally don't have time to look at any stories and remember them.
I write mine down in a notebook.
I don't do that. I'm not good at that. I wish I was. I've tried. I really have tried, Brandon.
Yeah.
But I lose track of them, or I forget where I've put them, or I don't remember the story. It's just better for me to look at them right then. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
I'm sorry.
Well, whatever we do has worked
bad.
so far.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
A company called ScriptBook
sorry.
has made a deep learning program to predict if a movie will flop.
Did they run it on SOMA?
Beep boop. Apparently they ran it on all of the movies from 2015 to 2017 from Sony movies.
Yeah.
And it predicted 22 of the 32 flops. So not bad.
Not bad. That's 2/3 basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty good.
So if this is something they actually use, I feel like it's going to lead to some homogenized movies.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not saying don't run it through the algorithm, because I mean that's the whole point of having a good algorithm, you know? You want to utilize it, but at the same time, as time marches on, the taste of the human being changes. So that algorithm will eventually become out of date, and so you don't want to use it to the nth degree. You don't want to say, "Oh, my movie ran through and it's far in the flop category," because some movies flop and then come back in way later.
Yeah, exactly.
Or become cult classics. What's a really good example of that?
Evil Dead.
Yeah, Evil Dead didn't.
The Thing was a huge flop when it first came out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is considered one of the best John Carpenter movies of all time.
Yeah.
Now.
So, yeah, maybe that was just John Carpenter pushing the shit out of it and saying, no, the story's real good.
Yeah.
Everybody should watch it.
Is that your John Carpenter impression?
I have no idea what he sounds like.
Yeah, I like creepy stuff.
Yeah.
Watch my movies.
Watch these. But yeah, I mean, the monsters in it were very Cronenberg-y. So.
Yeah. Cronenbergian.
Yeah, Cronenbergian.
Candace Bergen. Brain shutting off. Too late at night.
It's only 8:00.
Must get more sleep.
So we touched a little bit on it being the 4th of July, the Independence Day of Americas.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured we haven't done one in a coon's age. You're giving me, it's an old adage, Brandon.
Yeah, I haven't. I've just, all right.
In a coon's age.
In a coon's age, okay.
Okay. So I guess I should probably ask, does that have any racists?
I have no idea.
I
wouldn't think so.
I don't think it does. I haven't looked though. So if
If
it
there
is, I'm sorry. I have no idea. It's just one of those old adages that I was like, oh, that's kind of a funny little saying.
Yeah.
You know, so if it is, sorry. If it's not, it's been a coon's age. The last one that we did, you pointed out, was the what exactly was it? It was a kitty cat one.
It was a cat quiz. I can't even remember what it was. It was just a cat quiz.
It was just some dumbass cat
and it was
quiz.
like episode 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Whenever we were still trying to find our footing, and I was just taking things from different podcasts I liked and trying them out.
Yeah.
One of them I liked at the time did a lot of BuzzFeed quizzes.
Gotcha.
So I figured, I'll try one.
So this one is, I want you to tell me whether or not you think each name that I'm going to read to you is a Marvel character or the name of a firework.
A Marvel character or the name of a firework, okay?
Yes. Now, you are a proclaimed Marvel fan.
Uh-huh.
You prefer Marvel over DC.
Yeah.
I know that you are not big in the whole universe of it, right?
Right.
So, but you are aware of a lot of characters.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go ahead.
I feel like I'm not going to do great on this one.
Dark Revenge. Firework or Marvel?
Marvel.
You were wrong.
Firework?
There's a firework. Aurora.
Marvel.
That is correct. Allegiance.
Allegiance?
There's
got to be a Marvel character named Allegiance.
You're really going to go with Marvel 3 in a row?
Yeah, I was wrong the first one. There's no way that there's not a Marvel character named Allegiance.
I'm going to click it.
Okay, click it.
You were wrong.
What? I guarantee there's a Marvel character named Allegiance.
I guess you'll just have to get back to us afterwards.
BuzzFeed your bullshit.
BuzzFeed is known for their
journalistic integrity.
Very astute and accurate journalistic representation.
You're right.
Earthshaker.
Marvel. Yeah. Fuck me.
You're wrong. Not everything is Marvel, Brandon.
I know. I'm trying to cut the odds there.
Blockbuster.
Firework. You gotta be shitting me.
You're totally wrong again. Jolt.
Marvel.
Is totally a Marvel character. It's not? Okay, now I'm surprised by that.
That's what I'm saying. There's got to be a Jolt.
Wait, Jolt's DC, isn't he?
Maybe he is.
I think Jolt's DC.
We're the worst nerds in the world.
You are. I'm not taking this quiz. Juggernaut.
Firework.
Okay, we all know the Juggernaut is a Marvel superhero. Well,
if it says firework, okay.
I will eat my hat.
Jaw dropper.
Firework? Yeah, that's gotta be a firework. Yeah, okay. Totally a firework. Firestar.
That's a Marvel.
Yep. Demolition.
See, every one of these sounds like a Marvel superhero. That's why I keep going Marvel.
Right, they do though.
I'm gonna go Marvel.
Okay. I don't think you're right. You were wrong.
I wouldn't think a firework would be named Demolition.
It blows shit up. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, but you don't want your firework to like blow up chunks in your yard. You want it to like go upwards.
Yes, you do.
Since when? What kind of fireworks do you want that just explode on the ground? You want the biggest
fucking things to just blow shit out of shit.
We grew up in different times, I guess.
Fucking apparently.
I want my fireworks to shoot fire into the sky.
I would hold singular firecrackers in my hand tightly and then light them and let them blow up in my hand.
Why?
Don't try that at home, kids.
Yeah, no.
Because you can. If you squeeze hard enough, you can keep the pressure from doing any damage to your hand. You gotta be a real man, Brennan. You gotta be a real man.
What a dumb thing to do.
You gotta be a real man. Wind dancer.
Firework.
Are you sure it's a firework? It's a Marvel hero.
Firework.
Sure as shit, not manly. It was a Marvel hero.
God damn.
I think you've missed almost everyone except Juggernaut.
I've got like 3.
Are you sure?
Yes.
That's it. You got 4 out of 11 right.
Solid foundation.
You know your favorites, apparently. Even though I'm pretty sure the only one that you actually knew was Juggernaut.
Yeah. No, I knew Firestar.
Oh, did you? Okay.
But yeah, the rest of them, I almost went with superhero on Wind Dancer too.
Did you? That one, no, you did go superhero on Wind Dancer.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, but it was a firework. I will tell you this, I would have gone with superhero for Wind Dancer as well.
No, I went firework on Wind Dancer.
It's not what I clicked. We'll just have to listen back to the tape.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Because now I don't remember. And if I got it wrong, then I apologize if I misclicked.
Because if I went superhero, then I would have been right.
Yes. No.
Wind Dancer is
Yes.
a superhero.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. I'm drunk. I see what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah, I went firework.
You are correct. You went firework. It was a superhero.
I feel like I would have had better luck if I just went Marvel superhero every time.
Yeah.
I would have had a better chance than what I did now.
You may have. Or, I don't know, you may have gone better off doing firework instead. I figure it was probably pretty close to 50-50 with a one extra one took for a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, we had a few other
quiz.
stories. If you would like to hear more of them, I'm just going to read them off real quick. These are kind of some science and society stories a little bit of space news as well. I might get to the space news next time. The northern white rhino could be saved from extinction. If you want to hear more about that, leave us a comment in Facebook, Twitter, anywhere that you listen to us, YouTube, down in the comment section in iTunes, whatever. Although if you do the iTunes one, you're probably just better off leaving one on Twitter or Facebook for me.
Yeah, but also leave us a 5-star review on iTunes.
Yeah, leave us those 5-star reviews. This one I'm sure anybody wants to hear about. In fact, I'll do this one real quick. Lions eat poachers at a gaming reserve in South Africa. So some suspected poachers, 2, possibly 3 people, were eaten by a pride of lions as they were reportedly trying to poach some rhinoceroses.
Uh-huh.
Rhinoceroses.
Rhinoceri?
Yes. Rhinoceres.
Rhinoceres. You say rhinoceri, I say rhinoceri.
Yeah.
Let's call the whole thing.
So they were trying to poach some rhinoceroses, and apparently stumbled accidentally into a pride of lions and were torn to shreds.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah. So I don't think that this classifies as fuck shit of the week. That's usually reserved for like garbage humans.
Yeah.
Who really did something shitty. And poaching by all rights is a shitty thing to do. I don't condone it in any shape or form, but I would call this more a dumb shit of the day.
Okay, so dumb shit of the day.
Dumb shit of the day. The 3 poachers who meandered aimlessly into a pride of lions because they were too dumb to be aware of their surroundings while they were poaching.
Well, and it's especially back to back with the story about the white rhino that's barely being saved from extinction.
Yeah.
Because of poachers.
Exactly, yeah. So if you want to hear more about the white rhino story, leave us a comment in the section below. And good on those poachers, I guess, for not being alive anymore. Canada legalized recreational marijuana use. If you want to hear more about that, let us know. Space news. There is a picture out there of the formation of an exoplanet around a star. If you want to hear more about that, let us know. It is a really cool picture. If you don't want to hear more about it, that's great, but go look at the picture. It's really interesting.
Neat picture.
Super interesting. And then my other space news was something big crashed into Uranus and changed it forever. If you want to hear more about that, ask Uranus.
Yeah.
Or else in the comments section below.
God. Ask Uranus.
That wraps us up for this week, everybody. If you liked what you heard and you'd like to hear yourself on air, you can call us at 978-DU-OGRES. That's 978-386-4737. You can also reach us on Twitter at Dueling Ogres. Email us at duelingogres@gmail.com or leave a comment on the Facebook page like these nice people. Brandon, go! Brandon, go! Brandon!
Sorry, I was reading Coon's Age. Viscount Terry, do you want to do the intro again, or I'll just...
No. I'm going to leave that all in.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I feel like I'm normally so slick with these.
No, it's I'll make you slick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You already do make me slick, Remington.
Yeah.
With my anus. Viscount Terry W. Irvin II said, I like the way you incorporated the Dueling Ogres logo into Outpost's cover.
Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to chat with you for your audience's entertainment.
You're welcome, and thank you.
The Diamond Man Stephen Hines commented and said, I'm so behind on my podcasts.
Get with the times. Get on my level, Stephen. Flips table. Sets table right. I don't like messes.
He also says, I hope I'm not too late for this character name suggestion, Brandon, but how about Diamond Man?
You're too late.
Yeah, you're too late, Stephen. I already talked to Terry and we have a character.
Yay!
I mean, Terry would kill him off very quickly, but at least he'd be a memorable literary character who would live on through time immemorial. Thanks for plugging my Kickstarter on the show on your site, even if you did talk smack about me not listening because Terry was your guest.
You're welcome, and if you would just listen more, I mean, come on, you're not that busy. You're not that busy with your Kickstarter and stuff.
He continues. And the character Robert Reich Jackson from Valedictorian USA was inspired by a student that my wife had when she worked in education. Now, I'm going to read this, but our first interview with Steven, you're totally right. I realized after reading his explanation, he totally has told us this before.
Yeah, he totally told us this story. We had just forgotten about it. See, Terry makes it a point to come onto our podcast. Like, he asks us, he sets up his time. He's like, is this cool? And then he drives down and does it because we are awful at having guests on our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We're awful at it. So Terry does most of the work himself.
Yeah.
That makes us shitty podcasters, I guess. But still, it's been a while since we had Stephen Hines on. So
my wife had when she worked in education. She kept coming home from work with a screaming headache and saying, I have this African-American student who says he's a Nazi. He keeps drawing swastikas on his notebook and writing Nazi slogans. What do I do? Being the compassionate husband that I am, I said, you're on your own, honey, but I'm totally using that in a story. I have no idea why she stayed with me for all of these years.
Neither do I. It's probably because of your musical talent.
Yes. And your mohawk.
Yeah.
So thank you, everybody, for leaving comments.
Yes, thank you so much.
We appreciate it.
And thank you, Terry, for being on last week. Thank you, Stephen, for being on the week prior to that.
Yeah.
And thanks, Bucky, for the filler content. Yeah.
If you typically skip interview podcasts, because I know there's a lot of podcasts I listen to that when they have a guest on an interview episode, I'm just like, no, skip.
Yeah.
I would recommend going back and listening to those two because I think they're both really solid episodes.
Yeah, absolutely. And we didn't get to it this week, but next week we will be talking about the headphones that we talked about a few podcasts back.
Oh, yeah.
Just because we're short on time. But we are contractually obligated to talk about it again. And I do want to actually hear how your experience has continued to be using them. So, because I really do kind of want to get the other headphones, the over-the-ear ones. I mean, they're kind of pricey for Bluetooth headphones.
Yeah.
So,
but they're nice. There's a spoiler. They're nice.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll come back to that next week. I promise. Probably. Make sure to subscribe on our website at duelingogres.com for news shows and articles pertaining to some of your favorite geek news. If you are interested in writing any kind of geek news about video games or movies or anything like that, drop us an email or message the page on Facebook. That's fine too. You don't have to go through the email. We're always looking for people who are passionate about their fandom. As long as you're not toxic about it, we'll absolutely put out what you want to say about a thing.
Yeah.
So
you don't need to be a professional writer. You just need to be passionate about whatever you want to write about.
That's right. I can make your writing sound pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least give you tips and tricks on how to make your writing sound pretty.
Make it sound passable.
Exactly. So if you don't have any writing skill, what I'm saying is don't be afraid to let us know that you want to write something.
Yeah, we can figure something out.
Exactly. And finally, be sure to leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or find us on YouTube, iHeartRadio, or nearly anywhere else you can find a podcast. So until next week, Ogres, keep your clubs blunt.
And your tusks sharp.
Good night. Oh, that's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap, true believers.
Man, we got that good night on fucking fleek. That's what that means, right?
Yeah, yep, you got it, buddy. You're part of the new millennium.
Are they still saying on fleek?
No, I think on fleek has died.
The only time I've heard on fleek is when people talk about their eyebrows.
Yeah. Eyebrows being on fleek. I don't even know what that's supposed to fucking mean.
It's they're on fleek. Like
yeah,
they're good.
Yeah.
It's like
no,
pubes.
I understand that.
My pubes are on fleek.
Yeah?
No.
No, it's a mess down there.
It's a goddamn massacre.
It's like walking through the jungles of the Viet Cong.
I thought you were going to say it's like Walking Dead.
It's like The
I was
Walking
going
Dead.
to agree.
It's just rotting.
It's good at first, but
It quickly becomes stale and annoying.
the further you get into it, the more you realize, why is it still going? What is
Why don't they just kill Coral already?
Coral?
Coral!
They did.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't pay any attention. I give zero kitty fucks about The Walking Dead.
They killed Carl, and supposedly Daryl is going to be the new main guy.
Ah.
They're going to get rid of Rick.
Yeah.
And make it about Daryl.
Rick Grimes.
I know very little about The Walking Dead, though.
Yeah, I know less than that, apparently. So, hey, it's nice to see you again, Brandon.
Yeah, it was nice coming over here.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'll be over more now that I live so close.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. I'm super excited about that.
Yeah.
I'm
I
so
mean,
excited.
I don't see very many reasons why I wouldn't be able to make it to D&D.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like, I got to get up in the morning, or I got this to do, or I got that to do.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I live so close that it's like, what? I can't drive over here for 2 hours. I mean, we can only play for 2 hours now because we have to end by 8:30.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. Yay!
Bye, everybody. We love you.
Bye. Okay, the recording has begun. I'll be there to make a pact. We will bring salvation back. Just call my name and I'll be there. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably can't hear that.
Yeah.
They probably heard that.
Yeah.
That's weird. You're weird.
Everybody's weird but
Everybody's weird but me. I'm normal. I'm the normalist.
I'm going up into the red. I don't know if that matters, but I'm going to be sitting this close to it. If I get a little bit louder, see, I go up into the red.
Let me listen to it. Brandon.
Do you want me to talk loud?
Yeah.
Do you want me to talk loud like this? Because this is how I might get when I'm animated. Listen, you son of a bitch. You turkey trot. How's it sound?
I mean, honestly, you're clipping, but you're not, like, hard clipping. So, you could probably be... Let me... angle it. Probably, like... Right there would probably be fine.
Right here?
Yeah.
Right here, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I probably won't get that loud because I'm still going up in the red.
Yeah.
Right here, you son of a... Okay, this is better.
Yeah. Probably
I
be
plan
right.
on getting animated and saying, you son of a bitch.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
You gonna blow your nose first?
Yes.
Okay.
Just blow my nose and I'll be there.
Okay, now we're ready? We'll come back to that next week. And I petered, sorry.
And bye.
Yeah. So we'll come back to